Hello, everyone, and happy New Year to each of you guys. I'm going to give you guys just a few moments to come in as I believe that there is a powerful word that I want to release to those of you all that will listen. So come on in. While you guys are coming in, my name is Dr. Nicole Bonds, and I absolutely love life, and I love seeing the people blessed, walking in everything that God has for you. And so I'm praying that you have an amazing 2026. We know there are certain things that we do, that God does, and then there's things that we've got to make happen. And so I'm super excited about what tonight's going to be like. So I'm going to give you guys a few moments to come in. When you come in, say hello. I'd love to say hello back to you. Yeah, we're just gonna get started. It is a new year, and although we don't wait till January 1st to see new things happen, we are very much excited. There's something about that calendar year turning to another year that just does something. I don't know, it does something for me. Happy New Year to you. Hey, Lauren, Happy New Year. I'd love to say Happy New Year back, so say it to me so I can say it back to you guys, or say something so that I can say hello to you guys. Hey, I see you, OV. Hello. Hey, Candace. I see you guys coming in. Let some people know that we're on. Tag them, share, repost, all the good things. Let people know that we're on. I'm excited to share what I believe is something that we all need as we're preparing for, I believe, the best year of our lives. Happy New Year to you, April. I see you. Hello, Happy New Year, Helen. Hey there. I see you guys. Come on in. Hello, guys. It is a new year, and I don't know about you, but I'm super excited about the possibilities, right? I'm super excited about the possibilities of what this year can mean for us. And so I hope that you came on this broadcast tonight expecting to have a nudge to just sort of push you in that direction of also believing and seeing a year that maybe you've only dreamed about in the past. So we'll give you guys another few moments to come in, and we will get started. I see you guys. Listen, when you come in, say hello, say Happy New Year, something. Let me know that you're on. Once you've done that, share the broadcast. Let some people know that we're on. Tag some people. I see you guys doing that, and I appreciate that. Happy New Year to you, Veronica. To all the people that'll catch the replay. Some of you guys are busy. You got a lot of things happening, so you may not catch it right off. You may catch the replay. Interact with me a little bit. Let me know you're on. Put in the chat replay so that I know that you're catching the replay, because it's going to be good no matter whether you get it now or later. Happy New Year to you, Marquetta. I hope that you are well. Happy New Year, Jacqueline. Listen, I want to say it back to you guys because when I tell you, I feel like something every time I say it. It's something about the newness of just that calendar switching. Dwetty and the Hamiltons. Happy New Year to you guys. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Cousin Kim. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Ma West. Yes, I see you guys coming in. Well, listen, we're going to jump right in. For those that are here, thank you for taking time to be a part of tonight's broadcast. Hello, Elder Janice. It's so good to have you on. I hope you're well. Happy New Year to you. We are ready. I don't know about you, but it's here. The page is turned. And we're still here. And the fact that we're still here indicates that there is something that God wants to do that's not done yet. So I need everyone to put in the chat one thing you're excited about for 2026. Just something. It could be one word. It could be two words. It could be, what your thoughts are about it. But I would love to see something in the chat that lets me know what you're excited about. And then I'm going to share what I believe is a spiritual push to help many of you guys that will watch this broadcast or that are watching this broadcast and help you sort of navigate 2026, okay? I believe that. I do believe that the best is yet to come. I really do. And that is something that we must subscribe to day in and day out. We can't let it go. We just got to hold on to it, that I believe that this is my best year yet. Maybe somebody else wants to make a declaration. And if you want to do that, you can do that as well. I see you guys. Yes. I see you guys. All right. Well, I'm not seeing anybody else comment. It's probably a little lag. That's okay. Please keep them coming. I'd love to see them in the chat. If you guys have a moment, put something in the chat. I see you, April. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, I'm excited tonight because there are some critical things. And for those of you all that are taking notes, so you can scribe and put it in the chat, that's absolutely fine. But there are some, what I believe are some things that we need to take from the year that we've just experienced, right? Maybe, you think about 2025 and you think about what you've experienced and you think about what you've endured and you think about all the losses or all the transition or, just the nuances of the year. Whatever it is, it may not have been easy. As a matter of fact, I see you guys in the chat. I see you guys. I love that you're putting in that. And Happy New Year to you guys that are coming in. Hey, Miss Rita. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Monique. Happy New Year, Harper family. There are some things that we must glean and we must take as leverage as we move into 2026. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I know some people have been like, okay, what's going on? What are you sensing? And some of you guys that have been a part of Deeper, we've been talking about 2026 being the year of the Rehoboth, where God makes room for us. And I do believe that with everything in my being. I absolutely believe that. I believe that there are also some things that there are some things, and I'm talking to you, right? But there are some things that you and I have to do that we cannot just rest on God's going to do. Does that make sense? God bless you, Pastor. God bless you. There are some things that God does, and then there are some things that he equips us. He gives us the ability to do. And if you study scripture, you will realize even with Jesus and his followers, the disciples in the early church, you will realize that what he poured into them was so they could become, or so that they could utilize the power and the authority that they'd been given. And so with that being said, a lot of what happened was because the men of God, the women of God were willing to, to operate in faith. They were willing to, not allow persecution, not allow defamation of character, not allow, financial hardship or whatever it is. They did not allow that to stop them. As a matter of fact, one of the beautiful, yet things that we see, it's beautiful, but yet it seems tragic. It's many of the ways that the apostles died, right? That they literally were martyrs for what they believed in. And so I think sometimes if we're not careful, happy New Year, cousin. I love you. If we're not careful, we will go through 2026 waiting on God. Now, this may be a little too unorthodox for some of you guys, but I'm going to tell you that there are some things that are absolutely unequivocally not going to happen if you don't do them. Do I have anybody listening out there? I need everybody to hit that share button. Everybody hit that like button or love button. Everybody give me some thumbs up, something to interact. Let me know that you're on here. Let's get this word out. There are some things that are only going to happen if we do them. There are some things that are only going to happen I'm telling you, I lived for years in this mindset that I was waiting on God to always do something for me, in me, through me, that God was going to push me to the front. And don't get me wrong, there's a sovereignty of God and the power of God, and there's nothing that replaces that. I'm not telling you to push past what God is doing. I'm telling you that there are times when God gives you the green light. Now, I got a question for you tonight. What are you going to do with the green light? What are you going to do with it? If God said, you, Jody, green light, Emmanuel, green light, Cynthia, green light, Stephanie, green light, Kabasha, green light, Candace, green light, whomever. If he were to say that to you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with it? Well, I'm just waiting on God. I'm just going to wait on my change to come. I really sense that God has given a green light to many of us that have been in the waiting. Many of us, how do you know I'm talking to you tonight? Because you have been in a waiting season. Who are the people? Where are you at? Let me see a little hand. Where are the people that say, I've been in a waiting season? There's been a season when I wanted to produce some things. There's been a season when I wanted to birth some things. There's been a season when I wanted to go here and go there. There was a season when I wanted to launch out into this and it just wasn't time. But yeah. What happens when you get that green light? What are you going to do? What if I told you, now this is going to blow somebody's mind tonight. Hopefully it's going to grow your mind in the process. But what if I told you that the green light's not new? What if I told you that the green light didn't start on December 31st, 2025? The green light didn't even start today, January the 1st. But it starts when you have a revelation of who it is that God has called you to be. That the green light that you're waiting on, right, has already happened. What if I told you that when Christ died for your sins, when he took back the keys to death, hell, and the grave, what if I told you, I can even go further back than that. I mean, what if I told you that even in the first 6 days of creation, by the time God rested, it was because he had completed the thought of all that he wanted to do. And if he did not create it in his mind, it will never happen. And if you can think it, it's only because it's already within the confines of the mind of God, because his mind is infinite. And so many of us are waiting for a green light, and you already have it. Now, my question to you tonight is, what are you going to do with the green light? Right? We're looking for a word for 2026. What are we going to do? 2026 is, and this is not to make anybody feel a kind of way, but I have recognized in my own life, there have been years and years that I would move from one year to the next. I would move from December 31st to January the 1st. And I would be like, okay, January 1st, I'm going to start doing this. January 1st, I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to start doing this. And I realized that my January 1st could have happened June the 30th. My January the 1st could have happened February 15th. My January the 1st, in the sense of starting something new, launching out, doing what it is that I was afraid to do, doing the hard thing. I could have done that then. What if I told you that your now is really your new? What if I told you that your now is your new? What if I told you that your now, somebody put that in the chat, your now is your new? Because it is when you have a revelation of who you've already been called to be that you're able to walk that thing out. Now, I understand, yes, there are processes that God takes us through. I'm not talking to people that have not been processed. I'm not talking to people that don't know who they are, don't have an idea of who they are. That's not who this live is for. This live is for the people that understand that there is so much more that you're supposed to accomplish that you've yet to accomplish. You understand that the time is ticking and you have an allotted time to make some things happen. You understand that there is a legacy that you want to build, that you want to leave in your stead. You understand that there are some things that are yet in waiting that you've not grabbed hold of. Now, yes, I agree. There are some things that only God can do, right? There's no reason for me to think I need to get up early in the morning to make sure the sun's in place, because God's already taken care of that. There's no reason for me to go in and massage the lungs to make sure that they're able to allow me to breathe. God has already done that. There was a lot of things that God has already set up. As a matter of fact, he's already done it. And so what am I going to do with my now, which is my new? Your now is your new. Your now is your new. How is my now my new? My now is my new when I understand what now is. When I understand that now, the scripture says now faith is the substance, not later, but now faith is the moment you come into the revelation of a thing, you've got to move in that. And for so long, many of us, we keep getting revelation after revelation, sermon after sermon, series after series, Facebook Live, broadcast after broadcast, YouTube this and that. We've watched all the videos. We've listened. We've hearted them. We've favorited them. We went back and watched them, and we have our favorites. But the reality is it's until you recognize that now is the time. One of the things that's going to get better in my life when you understand what now is, when you understand that now is loaded. When you understand that now is the acceptable time. When you understand that now, it's not later, it's now. There's a pressing in we must do now. There is a all in we must be now. We can't have one hand on the plow and another, and then looking back. We've got to be solely in the moment. This is one of the reasons why one of the biggest ways we're going to see distraction in 2026 is by us not being single focused, by us trying to multitask, by us trying to do all these different things at the same time. Listen, this is not the time to be to try to be doing 20 different things and not effective at any of them. This is the time for you to find the lane that you know you've been called to, find the thing that you can do in your sleep, and it's time for you to ride that thing until you maximize it to the point that you're able to then add something to that, perfect it, build the systems you need to build around it, find the people that are supposed to have what it is on the inside of you. This is the time when you burn the midnight oil. Why? Because your now is your new. And so if you're waiting, it means you don't understand the present of now. You don't understand the power and the potency of now. It means that you do not fully understand what God has already given you access to. And so one of the things I'm going to encourage you to do is to get in your word like never before. Find a good Bible teaching church, or find a Bible teach somebody that can help you understand the word so you can understand who you are, so that you can maximize and take advantage of your now. One of the reasons why we have not grabbed hold of a lot of the things that we know we're supposed to have, and many of us have experienced so much frustration, and I've in the past as well, is because we refuse to understand that there is a responsibility that comes with those that have been created in his image. We love to shout about we are God's children. We love to shout about we were made in his image and in his likeness. But do you understand the weight and the responsibility? Do you understand what it means to be made in the image and the likeness of God? Do you understand the creative anointing and power that you've been given access to when you understand who you are? Which is one of the reasons why the enemy, he's been doing it since the beginning. He's been doing it since the beginning. How do we know? It's because he did it with Eve. He convinced her that if she would eat of the tree, she would be like God, right? But if she really understood who she was in her now at that time, she would already know, baby, I was made in his image and his likeness. As a matter of fact, I'm the only thing that he built. He created, he fashioned Adam, but then he put Adam to sleep, and he molded and he created and he constructed the woman. It's a little different for her. And so in that moment, she did not understand fully who she was, because if she did, she wouldn't have let that lion serpent of a joker tell her who she could have been had she did something. Listen, it's age old. And so many of us, we're thinking too small. We're hanging around in chicken circles. We're hanging around with people that are jealous of us. We're hanging around with people that that are intimidated by us. We're hanging around with people who love to see us wallowing in our mess, instead of making sure that we're in atmospheres that pull us up, that make us feel a kind of way. I would rather be mad at you and produce than for you to let me stay in the place that I'm in. The days are over in 2026 and spending time in circles that don't grow you, spending time in roles that don't grow you, or you're not growing anything. This is not the time to keep doing stuff that is no longer working. Keep building on something that the foundation is cracked and it's lopsided. This is the time for us to be honest. We got to let our pride go, and we got to be willing to say, God, this ain't even working. I can't even blame you. You've been showing me for years that this is over. I'm not defined by this thing. The quicker that I can shut this down and I can regroup, I can prepare for what's next. You got to get that ego out of it and say, okay, God, I know I was created for more than this. I know I'm supposed to be operating in more than this. Come on, some of y'all ain't ready to have this conversation. I know I'm supposed to have more money than this. I know my cupboards and my pantries are supposed to be full. I know that I'm supposed to be on certain platforms. I know I'm supposed to be in certain rooms. I know I'm supposed to be traveling to different places. I should have easily been preaching on other continents by now. I should have easily have been, I don't know what your thing is. I should have easily had my book out by now. There's no reason why I should have my book in my hand. There's no reason. I've wasted time long enough. I'm waiting on God to do something when he's given me the gift of now. I need somebody to put in the chat the gift of now. As a matter of fact, I believe as we are in this new year, that if you can really wrap your mind around the gift of now, if you can really wrap your mind around you ain't waiting to become, you already are. If you could really wrap your mind, I know it's hard because see, we hate process, but we're so used to process that even when there's not a process, we make a process. Lord Jesus, I think I'm going to drink a little water today. We're so used to process that even when there's no process needed, we create a process. We create a waiting period when there's not even one. We're waiting on something that is all that God has already given us access to. And I'm telling you all something. This is the reason why you got to have community. You got to have people around you that are pushing you. You got to have people around you that say, that's not what you said you wanted to do. You got to have people that say, you said by March you was going to have this done and it's January and you ain't started. You got to have people. You got to be okay. Let me say this. You got to be okay when folks stop talking to you for a while because you had to check them because you love them enough so that you can help them get to the place. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what happens when you start hanging too much around people that don't understand the gift of now. You start living in the past. You start living Groundhog Day, the same thing every day over and over again. You start being a Debbie Downer and a negative Nancy. And you start being, I call them energy vampires. You start sucking the energy out of the room because we had hard times. I'm not saying we won't be processed. I'm not saying that we won't have issues. I'm telling you that it is what you do in the midst of it. Do you understand that some of the greatest inventions came because somebody was inconvenienced? There are things that we do right now that we spend money on it, but somebody was inconvenienced. I remember the day when we bought stuff by catalog. Y'all don't know nothing about this. Now, I don't want to age myself too much, but see, I'm from the country. And in the country, we had access to like one little grocery store. It was our little store. We didn't even have it at first. We used to have to ride. We used to have to ride to town. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you can't even judge this whole moment. But we used to have to ride to town, right? And we would get, and get what we need to get. I mean, and that may be 30 minutes, 45 minutes. I remember growing up when the closest real grocery store was like 30, 40 minutes away. Right? That was like, you could go to the little country stores, but if you're going to go get some stuff, you have to get your groceries, get all that stuff. But I remember those times, and I remember that we would do all those different things to prepare and to have what we needed, right? Very humble beginnings, right? I remember when we used to buy stuff out the catalog. Anybody else know what I'm talking about? I remember, look through the catalog, see what you want now. Go ahead and look. I'm gonna age myself a little bit. I remember the day when the little Swan truck, some of y'all don't know what I'm talking about because y'all so city, right? See, y'all city girls, I'm country girls. It's the difference. We not the same. But see, where I'm from is the little yellow truck will come around and, they will come, they give you a little, you can look at the little brochure and see what was going on. With no website to go to. But, and mom be like, what y'all want? Y'all want, so, okay, we're going to get some chuck wagons. We're going to get some we're going to get some ice cream. Okay, we're going to get those ice cream sandwiches with us. We're going to get some chicken patties. No, we don't need that. Y'all, because y'all didn't eat the last ones, okay? And we would get our little order together. We could love when that little yellow truck come out there. Y'all don't know about that. We love that little yellow truck come out. And we'd be so excited. Let me tell you, the way that you got your things, people will come to the door. Yeah, that JCPenney catalog. Baby, that thing be so thick. You'd be like, oh, you just be looking, just... Right? That was it was very humble beginnings, right? That was the way that we did it. Now look at today. Now we got some catalog folks on here, but you ain't got to look at the catalog now. Now you can go on you can go on a website, you can pull up an app, you can order everything you want. You don't have to go to the grocery store ever again in your life. You can order all your groceries could be at the house in a matter of a couple hours. And if you get express on it, you can get it in a matter of maybe 30 minutes. You can get everything you want. You can see when your shopper is doing the shopping for you, and you ain't got to be rich to do it. You can see there's so many things we got. Somebody took advantage of the gift of now. Somebody's making a lot of money because they were inconvenienced, but they didn't complain through it. How many millions are you missing out on? How much are you missing out on because you get upset and you get perturbed and you complain and do nothing? But somebody else says, this doesn't work for me. I've got to find a way past this. Let me see, let me put my mind let me single focus and let me see what I can do to solve this problem. So nobody else has to do this anymore. See, we've got now we got personal shoppers. You don't even have to be rich to get a personal shopper. You don't want to clean your house? That's okay. You can sign up and get somebody to come in and clean your house. You don't want to drive? No worries. You don't feel like driving to the airport? You can get a whole stranger to come pick you up. You know when the stranger's getting close. You know when they get to the house. You know you got their license plates in advance. They're going to take you where you need to go. You ain't got to be rich for that. Somebody figured out a way. We spending money doing things that people understood the gift of now. And they decided that there won't be, I'm going to do what I can do in this moment so that in the future, right, somebody else can benefit from it. There are a lot of things that you and I have missed out on. I want y'all to hear this because I know this is not the message that some people want. I know you were waiting on the, 2026 is God going to bring us up out of this and God going to take us over here and then God coming over there and he's coming on a Honda and leaving on a Suzuki. I know you thought that's what we was going to talk about tonight, but I'm telling you, that I feel pretty confident in this. I feel like you could take this back in prayer and talk to God about it. But I believe that when you go back and talk to him, I believe that you're going to get a check in your spirit to say, yeah, you've not opened the gift of now yet. You've not opened it. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Because today's now, but tomorrow when you get there, it'll be now. And so as you have received a revelation, then you're able to operate on it. And this is what I've learned about revelation. When something is revealed to you, if you do nothing with it, you're subject to lose it. Some of you listening right now, you're saying amen in your house. But because you're so addicted to processes and you're so addicted to, I'm coming up on the rough side. Nothing against the song. I used to sing song all the time, but I'm not a big hiker. And so, I would rather speak to the mountain. Say be thou removed, be cast into the sea. I'd rather say that. Yeah, that's what I'd rather say. And then, there's a cute little arches in Cabo, there's somebody, they're right there in the ocean. Perfect. Right? That's perfect. I don't mind them mountains. I don't mind them arches and the mountains being in the water. Don't mind me, but I don't want to climb it. That ain't my lot. Right? No, that's not really what I want to do. Right? And so when you have a revelation, wait a minute. I don't have to do that. I did that before because I did not have a revelation of who I was. Now, this is something that some of you need to think about. You got to make sure that that the atmospheres you go in don't handicap you. You got to make sure that the atmospheres you go in don't handicap you. What do I mean by that? Because it's big business for a lot of people to hope that you never understand the gift of now. Because for you to understand the gift of now, you won't keep doing some of the things you're doing that helps them stay where they at. Some of us, when we get the idea that wait a minute, I'm not waiting to be or become. I already am, right? I have been made with this ability that now I'm a firm believer as an equipper. I'm a firm believer that a lot of times there's this raw material on the inside of us, this raw ability, raw talent that when it's cultivated, right? When it's fashioned, when it's worked on, it can become so much more, right? We see this in the analogy of the potter's wheel and the potter and the wheel. In the clay, they can be made, that clay looks like nothing, just a lump, right? Until it gets into the hands of the right potter that can then mold it into something that becomes more fashionable, becomes more valuable. But many of us, if we're in atmospheres that continue to praise us as the lump, that if we're in atmospheres that keep praising the victimization of the clump or the lump, then we will never understand the true essence and the true power and the ability that we have to even become something more than just this is the reason why one of the first things you got to do is run up out of atmospheres, run up out of relationships, run up out of anything that does not understand the value that you have. Now, before you get to running, know who you are. Don't you run without a full revelation yourself, because you're going to be bad. And they know that. So you got to have a revelation, and you got to understand, okay, now that I have a revelation of who I really am in God, this is how I am going to interact. This is how I am going to show up. And this is what I'm expecting back. I'm going to give this out. I'm expecting certain things. So there's certain atmospheres that I can't go in or I can't stay in because it's counterproductive to who I know I am. It's counterproductive to the gift of now that God has given me for me to go into them atmospheres. Some of us, if we just be honest, every time we go into certain atmospheres or talk to certain people, it takes us out of our now back to the past. How do you know that you're living in the past? Because that's all we can talk about is what happened. We can't talk about what's to come. We can't talk about what is. We always talking about what was. That's not a productive, that is not a healthy relationship of any sort, right? And so we've got to get to that point. Now, one of the things I want to say, because I really feel like I've gotten that point across, the gift of now. One of the analogies that I really see I saw for 2025, even into 2026. I need somebody to put this in the chat. 2025 for many of you all was the year of the redirect. Will you guys put that in the chat? 2025 for some of you. Now, some of you, this may not be for you. But for some of you guys, this was the year of the redirect. 2025 was, right? It confused some people. It made some people feel like, wait a minute. I should be past this. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be doing that. We saw some doors that we were expecting to open or to stay open. We saw them close. We saw stuff stop it's like while we in movement of it, it shifted, it changed. We saw relationships end unexpectedly, without much explanation. We obeyed God in some things and still lost some stuff. Am I talking to anybody? Yeah, we experienced these kinds of things in 2020. It was the year of the redirect. Some of you say, what are you talking about? It wasn't necessarily a year. It felt chaotic at times, right? If I be honest, I feel like the first part of the year, 2025, felt a little chaotic. You know, it started getting a little bit more smoother as we got into the second half. But that first part, it felt chaotic. But really what it was God beginning to redirect. Now, some of you say, what does it got to do? Well, I want you to think about, for those of you all that have ever flown before, anybody ever flown on a plane before? If you've ever flown on a plane, or if you've had any experience with that, you understand that there are times when a plane gets redirected or diverted. And what I understand about diversions, or what I understand about a redirect, is sometimes there are some things that air traffic control can see that you can't, right? It looks good from where you are, but air traffic control and the devices and the systems and the tools that pilots have, the analytical systems they have access to, even within the cockpit, they're able to see things, or they're able to get insight from what's coming ahead. They're able to understand that there are various different types of turbulence. There are thermal turbulence. There's that comes from the air, the different the airstream. There's certain things that come various different ways. Sometimes the turbulence comes because of what's coming from behind the jet or behind the plane that's pushing it forward. The tailwind. Sometimes it's because of something that's pushing up, that's causing it. And I'm gonna tell you, one of the weirdest kinds of turbulence when I'm flying is when there's no clouds anywhere around, but yet we can't seem to find smooth air. And I'm like, but I can't see anything. And some of us, if we be honest, 2025 felt chaotic to us because we felt like, to look at the situation, it should have been better, but we were still experiencing levels of turbulence and we did not have an understanding. And one of the things about those that like to be in control is hard riding on a plane when the cockpit is where the pilots are and you can't get in there, you can't talk to them. They giving information to the flight attendants. That little sound come on, they're getting ready to say something, but you don't get insight. You can't tell them, hey, I think we need to turn around. You can't do that. But many of us experience what I call redirects, right? Why were we redirected? Why does it feel like some things turn midstream for us? Well, for several reasons. For some of us, we would have been exposed prematurely to something God wanted us to have, but we would have missed out on the fullness of it had we got there too quick. Some of us have been redirected because it wasn't that we didn't have the goods. It wasn't that we weren't anointed. It wasn't that we weren't gifted. It wasn't that God didn't want us to have it, but he didn't want us to squander it. He didn't want us to lose it. And how many of you all know that timing is everything? Do you understand timing is everything? You mess around and go, you get a, you know, what they be doing? They be, not bungee jumping, but the, flying out of the plane. What's that called? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, when they fly out there, when they, you know, they jump from plane, sky, whatever that is, right? When they get to doing that, you mess around and don't pull the right levels at the right time, baby, you are has been. Timing is everything. And some of us, because we could not see ahead, prophetically, we weren't able to see ahead. We thought, God, it should be smooth, but why am I feeling all of this? And skydiving, thank you. But yet, it was because God was keeping us from something that, yes, we would have been prematurely in. Another reason why is the environment ahead would have cost us our oil. There are times that God will preserve you. He will hold you back from some things because the atmospheres that you're going in, the environments that you find yourself in will pull and deplete you. This is not, listen, I saw this somewhere. I can't even take credit for it. It said before 2025 is over, make a list of everything that drains you. And I made the list. You know why? Because it's ridiculous. It's ludicrous. It does not make any sense for you to move into another year and be drained by what drained you last year. And so some of us, because we so nice and we so want to find a way, we want to be a peacemaker, it would have cost us some things. It would have cost us our oil if we would have moved into some environment. So God had to redirect us. Others of us, the version of us, wouldn't have landed safely where we needed to land. And so sometimes God will allow us to be redirected or diverted. But can I say this to you? I need to say this to everybody that's listening, but you didn't miss God. I know you don't have as much to show for the year 2025 as you thought you did, but you didn't miss God. There were just some things that he could see ahead and he redirected you. He diverted you. He caused you to not get to the place you thought you were, but it wasn't to your demise. It was so that you could move forward and you could move forward with the momentum that you needed to. I need to say this to somebody, that God wants you to take he wants you to leverage the lessons of 2025. He wants you to really think about the things that you really endured. Think about the things that you didn't quite understand at the time. You got to begin to understand that yesterday's lessons will become today's leverage. Yesterday's lessons will become today's leverage. Yesterday's lessons will be today's what? It will be today's leverage, and it will be the momentum of your future. And so we cannot be so quick to want to say bye-bye, au revoir, 2025. That's my French for the day. We can't be so quick to want to say bye to 2025 that we don't at least understand the lessons that we learn. Why? God wanted us to get to a place where we would not squander what he put on the inside of us. And so for many of us, he rerouted us. He redirected us. I felt redirected in many ways. Some of us, we didn't quite know what God was doing, and so we paused. We did not move forward. There were some things we were supposed to complete. We did not complete because we couldn't get understanding. Not knowing that it would have been the obedience, us operating in the obedience of God, where God would have given us the instruction. And see, this is how some of us are. It's almost like, you know, your parent telling you, or you telling your child, I need you to clean your room. And then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do next. I'm going to tell you where we're going. And it's like your child telling you when it's time for them to clean their room, instead of them cleaning their room, they keep coming to you and saying, but what we doing after this? But what we doing after this? But what we doing after this? Well, what's next? Well, what you going to make me do then? Now, y'all know we already ain't doing this no more, right? We already said, listen, go clean your room. Because at this point, we ain't doing nothing, right? Now, that's probably what I would have did. Some of y'all got a lot more patience, right? But the point is that if that child keeps coming and say, well, what are we doing after this? Well, what's happening to this? Well, if I do this, are you going to do this? You know, that's worrisome. Go sit down somewhere. Go clean your room. Now you're the baby man. I ain't doing that. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. Clean your room and we ain't going nowhere. Right? You're lucky if you get some fish sticks tonight and some fries. Just and some applesauce. So just you clean your room, right? We've become perturbed by that. But if we took that and we look at our own lives, 2025, we did a lot of that. 2025, we did a lot of, God, if I do this, then you gonna do that? God, well, if I do this, well, if I know, well, some of us didn't even have a conversation. It's like, well, if I do this, I know God gonna do that. If I do this, God gonna do that. And we assumed that certain things were gonna happen because we did what we felt was what God wanted us to do. Not understanding that God is not obligated to share any other insight with us until we've moved in obedience and done the thing he's already told us to do. Some of you say, I ain't hear from God much last year. You ain't really obey God much. You ain't really do much of what he told you to do. You got stuff that was on your to-do list from 2024 that you still ain't did. And it ain't because it's a 2-year project. It's because you're still waiting on something magical to happen so you can be what you are. It doesn't make sense. Now, I understand this kind of message will make some people mad. I've done my job if it makes you mad enough to realize I've got to do something different. Because you're absolutely going to have another year like last year. And you're going to be more redirects. Because the point of the redirect is not so you won't land. The point of the redirect is to get you safely to where you were promised, to get you safely to what was on your reservation, what was reserved. Oh my goodness, what was reserved for you, what was set aside for you. That is the purpose. It was never about you not making it to your destination. It was never about you not producing. It was never about you not operating and having what you need to have and your family having what they need to have. It was never about that. It was always about you getting to the destination. But if you hang around with folks, oh, I don't know about you. If I was you, I wouldn't fly. If I was you, I wouldn't do that. If I was you, girl, I'd get quiet. I wouldn't do nothing. You never want to take advice. When you've been called to do some things that are big. I know I can think of a better word, but when you've been called to do some big things, you don't want to talk to little-minded people. You don't want to talk to small-minded people. Small-minded people will make you feel bad about doing something that should come so easy for you. Right? It should come so easy for you. But many of us, we won't even operate it. We just, no, I'm just going, well, you got a good point. You got a good point. And so this is why I believe that one of the things that we need more than ever, and I'm going to close this live after this. One of the things that we need more than ever for 2026, if we're really going to move into everything God has for us, and I need everybody to put this word in the chat. Y'all ready? Put this in the chat. 1, 2, 3, clarity. 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 What is going to be the difference between my yesteryear and me operating in all that God has for me? It's going to be clarity. And not just any kind of clarity, but there must be divine clarity. There must be insight that we know comes from our Creator. There must be the kind of insight that propels us to want to do everything that God has called us to do. We need clarity. And I want y'all to get this. I need everybody to put it in the chat. Some of y'all put it in there. Others, y'all still waiting. Now you say it out of your mouth. Do something. Just put it out there. I'm telling you what you need is clarity. What's going to settle all of this? What's going to bring me out of where I was? What's going to help me so I don't misunderstand God half the year again? It's going to take clarity. Divine clarity. Some of you right now, you instantly felt a release. You instantly felt better. You instantly felt like, oh my goodness, finally a solution. You instantly felt like, okay, this is what I need. I need divine clarity. Because without divine clarity, you will keep doing the same thing you did, expecting a new year. New year, new me, new everything. No. Now. You understanding the gift of now is what brings the new. What keeps me from self-sabotaging? It's having divine clarity. And I want to say this to you because if I just be really honest, and I've been here, so I'm not even talking about you. I'm talking about where we've been. Some of us, we need to be pulled up because the atmosphere we're in, who we're listening to, what even ourselves, because we be having whole what we think is revelation at time, and it's not. It is just a settling in our minds so that we can reconcile where we are. So we'll make up something and say it's from God or hope it's from God because it just reconciles us in the moment so we don't have a mental breakdown. But what if I told you God wants to bring you up out of that? And when I say bring you out of that, I don't mean that he's going to put a hand down and bring you up. I believe that he continues to put solutions in front of us. But if we keep seeing solutions as optional, we're going to stay where we are. And I'm telling you that divine clarity is what we need in order for us to move forward. All right. And so what I believe, now I'm just going to put it out there. I'm so sold on this. I'm so sold on the divine clarity and really having an understanding. What does that mean? That is learning how to accurately identify my lessons from 2025. Some of you can do that. Some of you can do that. But just having the lessons and not knowing how that equates to my now, you're still going to be, you're still going to be, you're going to lack the momentum that you need. I believe that I have curated something that would help many of you all, right? I believe that there is something that will help many of you guys. And I want to do this. So this may not be for everybody, but this is for many of you, I do believe. I am hosting on Sunday. I need somebody to put this in the chat. Sunday night at 6 p.m. I'm hosting a Divine Clarity Masterclass. And I'm going to tell you now, I don't want everybody to sign up just because you thought this live was good. This is for people who feel convicted in the moment that, oh my goodness, I absolutely need this. I need this divine clarity. If that is you, I want you to join my Divine Clarity Masterclass that's happening Sunday night. It's this Sunday. It's before Deeper. So some of you guys are going to be doing Deeper. And listen, for those of you who's doing Deeper, I got something. Me and God already got that on another whole plate. So that's separate. That's another whole, we go in another whole direction with that. That's going to be powerful. That's coming up, right? I'll talk about that in a moment. But Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm hosting what I believe is one of the most interactive, it's not for the weak. I'm gonna tell you that in advance. So don't sign up if you have watching it and can't watch, this is only for people who really can be engaged in that moment, because I'm going to be literally working with you guys, like while we're doing this, going through this interactive process. I'm going to help you leverage your lessons of 2025. I'm going to help you bring divine clarity to them for 2026 so that you have something to move forward in, so that you have somewhat of a blueprint to move forward and be able to say, okay, now this is how I need to operate in my now. This is how I'm going to manage the gift of now, right? I want to help you, right? Now, if that's you, it's simple. All you got to do is go to the website, my website, www.nicolebonds.com. I want you to get registered. I really only want to open it up to 20 of you guys. That's my goal. Because I want to keep it small enough to where I'm able to really spend time, I'm going to be doing some digging. And so if you're ready for that, it's a small investment. I'm going to tell you in advance. So honestly, you need to jump on it, because I can't even tell you, and for some of you in advance, are you going to be offering it again? Not unless God tells me to, I won't. God, let me say this, not unless I feel led to do it again, I won't. Because there is a leverage that's something we got to do now. If we wait 3 months and do this, we're going to miss it. We're going to have already missed 3 months of productivity if we don't get the divine clarity we need. The masterclass is only $97. That's simple. $97. And then for an investment of only $97, you can get in the Divine Clarity Masterclass. 20 spots. If you want to get in, just simply right after this, some of y'all, all of you guys, whoever wants to sign up, www.nicolebonds.com. No hard feelings if you don't. Because I only want people to sign up who are really ready. And if for some of you, $97 is nothing, right? It's like, oh, I've wasted that on a couple meals in a day. Some of you say I really don't have a lot of that. I know I need to do it, but that's like pushing it. Then there should be that you're going to know you're meant to do this, because sometimes the pressure of your back being against the wall and you knowing that this has got to work will make you work it more. Sometimes when you just got a lot of resources and you just, you're wasted. But I'm looking for people who really going to take advantage of it, right? If that's you, I want you to get signed up. We're Sunday night, 6 p.m. We're going to be meeting for that group. If you have any questions, watch this live again, because it's that simple. You need to understand how to manage the gift of now. I'm going to be helping you do that in this masterclass. I want you to prepare to set aside 2 hours. Prepare to set aside 2 hours on that day, on Sunday night. That's just 3 days away. But I do believe that that's what I'm supposed to do to help as many of you all. There's a level of peace that I'm operating in that I haven't in a long time. And I've been there for a while, but it's because I've learned some things and I want to help you so that you can get there too. We can do this together, right? And so if you know you're signing up, let me know in the chat, put a little hand up, put a little, some kind of emoji, let me know you're signing up, put the hand up or something. I want to know if there are some of you guys that are going to be signing up. I want to see see those people if that's you. This is something you absolutely need. For those of you who say, listen, I don't have it, then I want you to go back and I want you to watch this live and I want you to get all you can get out of it until you're able to invest in yourself, because this is absolutely something that's going to shift your life, right? I want to say this to those of you all that are going to be signing up. Bring your notepad, pen, be ready. Don't bring soft feelings, because I promise you we're going to produce this year, and we're not taking no excuses for an answer. Be prepared to be on screen. Be prepared to be totally engaged, because we got work to do. Right? And we got a set time to get it done. For those of you all, I'll see you guys. For those of you all that, we got Deeper coming up that starts on Monday, right? Deeper is 12 days this month. I know, 12 days. I'm going to be sending out those details on the Bombarding Heaven page in just a few days. You're going to have all the deets, and it's going to be a progressive fast. So for those of you all that are a little concerned, it's going to be progressive. We're going to move, until the second week is going to really pick up, but I'm going to gradually take us into it, because there's some mindset work we need to do, even as we're fasting and having our scriptures and all those things and our time of praying and all those things. There are some work that we need to do, some soul work we need to do, and I'm going to be walking you through that. So it's going to be a different kind of 12 days, but it's going to be absolutely amazing. I think it's going to help set you up with some things, okay? So that's what I have tonight. So Deeper, there's no sign up for Deeper. You just need to be a part of the Bombarding Heaven in Prayer with Nicole Bonds, or on my email list. I'll send it out the email. Some of you will get it a couple of times. I'm working on systems. So y'all pray for me. But I'll get it to you, and you'll have all the details for the fast. Where are my people to say I'm doing this Divine Clarity on Sunday? Where y'all at? Did I see y'all's hands? I see y'all looking, but do I see hands tonight? Where y'all at? I want to see who's signing up. You say, why are you asking me on the spot? Because I know how it works. You make up all the reasons why you can't, and I want to hold you accountable to say you are, right? I want to hold you accountable to say you are, right? So I want to see where are those people that say, hey, I'm one, I'm going to sign up. I want to see where you guys are. Those of you all, the information's at the bottom of the screen. If you want to sow, you can sow, right? Right? I want to give you something in place of this. Like if you're sowing, I want to give you something. So if you sow the $97, you're going to get, the whole, the whole second part of this, which is the masterclass. But if you say, hey, I don't have the $97, but I want to sow into this because I believe that there's something I'm supposed to get and I want to sow a seed on the revelation I received, sow a seed there. Some of you need to do both, right? But I want to give you that opportunity. I really want to be able to offer you something where you can see that exchange. I really feel like that's one of my roles in this year is to help you move into some things. And so I wanted to put that out in there. I see you, those of you all that are signing up. And listen, whomever signing up, we are going to do some work. I'm excited. Like, I can't wait. If it's 5 of you off, it's 20. I'm ready. I can't wait. I'm prepared for you guys. I've already got the content, everything in place. I'm going to give you all that I have. You'll be able to ask questions. You'll be able to pick my brain. It's going to be an amazing time. Don't delay. If you know you're supposed to sign up tonight. Don't even wait. Just go ahead, get it done. There are no payment plans. So you either sign up when you're ready, but you need to sign up by Sunday before the class. I would say Sunday by noon so that I can make sure that all the registration information goes out. I don't want to do it too late. But if you are a last minute, if you have to do it the last minute, send me a message so I know that you're going to be signing up, because that's the only way to register is to go through the entire registration process. All right. I think that's all that I have, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Were you blessed tonight? Did you enjoy it? Did you get something out of it? Put something in the chat. Let me know what you got, a revelation you received, and what you're going to do as you operating the gift of your now. I love you guys so much. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Happy New Year to your families. Whether I'll see you in the Divine Clarity Masterclass or I'll see you in Deeper, or whether I'll just see you the next time I'm live, I can't wait to see what you do next and how you operate in what God has already given you. I love you guys. God bless. Have an amazing night. Take care.